Public Alternatives Workshop is going to be held on Tuesday, March 29th, and it's going to be at the Hale Community Center, 330 Douglas Avenue in Dunedin. And this is the opportunity for the community and the other stakeholders to come to the alternatives meeting, see some of the exhibits. We're going to have an animated view of what it would be like for all three of those, and give us your feedback so that as we progress with the study, we can incorporate the community's input into the final recommended alternative, which we anticipate will be decided somewhat late 2016, at which point we'll have a public hearing where we will finalize our recommended alternative for what will eventually and ultimately be built. The two bridges that connect the mainland to Honeymoon Island, the main bridge and the tide relief bridge, were both constructed in 1963. So they're approaching their lifespan, the functionality, and the county has undertaken what's called a project development and environment study to look at the alternatives for replacing both bridges. Most people who enjoy the Causeway and the approach to Honeymoon Island, they really do not want a lot of changes made out here. So the number one thing was to minimize the impacts to the recreational users and the trail, and also the residents that live out on the island. So that was probably the number one consideration. The ultimate design, when we do reconstruct, they will be designed for a 75-year lifespan. We're looking at something perhaps in 2020 to 2023 for a construction cycle, and it could take 3 to 5 years when we do undertake that process. Up until that time, we have another year left on the study, and then once we do get our recommended and preferred alternative, we will probably engage in about a 3-year design process. The new bridges will accommodate 2 11-foot travel lanes, 2 8-foot shoulders on both sides, a 15-foot wide multi-use trail for the Pinnells Trail on the south, and a 5-foot wide sidewalk on the north side for pedestrians. The strollers and the bikers and the walkers won't have to compete for real estate in that narrow 5-foot width on the south side of the bridge. The county is very dedicated to and committed to keeping the community involved. We work with the City Commission for the City of Dunedin. We also are working very closely with a city-appointed ad hoc committee that represents not only the users and the residents, but the businesses and many of the other stakeholders that have a keen interest in this project.
We have an upcoming public alternative workshop coming up on March the 29th between 5 and 7:30 at the Senior Center at 330 Douglas Avenue. Main emphasis is we want to get your input on this project. We would like to know what the public would like to see out there. So please join us on March the 29th at the Hale Center at 330 Douglas Avenue. If you have any other questions or you would like to hear more information, you can go to the city website, dunedingov.com. Underneath the living section, there is a tab for Dunedin Causeway Bridge. It'll take you directly to the Pinellas County website, and all of the information is there.